Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of Srila Bhakti, Vichar, Yayavar Gosvami Maharaj, dear disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. Just now we sang this song of Narottam Thakur. Narottam Thakur is praying, O Vaishnav Gosai, please be merciful to me now. There is no one like you who is a rescuer of the fallen, or purifier, redeemer of the fallen souls, redeemer. Whoever will go near you, his all sins will go far away. Where can we find such a merciful, such merciful person? Oh my God, where, Prabhu, we can think, Prabhu, where I can get such, so merciful. If someone will touch Ganga Devi, waters of Ganga Devi, then he will be purified. But only by getting darshan of pure devotee, one will get purification. This is your quality is such, Vaishnava. Because there, next verse is, no, 2 verse is telling, because they are always carrying Supreme Lord in their heart. Supreme Lord is all good, all pure. So they are carrying, so they have that power of purification. If someone commits offense to deity form of Supreme Lord, then by regretful chanting of Harinam, he can be rescued from that offense. But if someone will commit offense to Vaishnava, one cannot be rescued in this way. There is no other way except to go to that Vaishnava and beg for forgiveness. Or if you don't know, then you have to sing the glories of all Vaishnavas and serve all Vaishnavas continuously. In your heart, Govinda is always taking rest. Why? Because devotee is never disturbing Supreme. He is always serving him. Never demanding, you give me this, you are so cruel, why you are doing this, this is not good. No. So Govinda can peacefully remain in the heart of Vaishnava. And Govinda is telling, Vaishnava is my life. Without him I have no life, no liking to exist. He told to Durvasa Rishi in Bhagavatam Vichar. In my every birth, I have this desire to get the dust from the lotus feet of pure devotees. You, Narottam Thakur is praying, you please be merciful to me and you call me your own. You accept me as your own, Aparnar body. Means you accept me as your own, Vaishnava Thakur. So today is the appearance day of one such, Vaishnava Thakur. You will find many lilas in Srila Bharati Maharaj's book, and also there is one article on bhvtirtha.org by Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and in Bharati Maharaj also Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj is there. So I will read here from Srila Bodhayan Maharaj. In between also I may remember other. On 1st May 1908, an effulgent Brahmin baby boy was born in the remote Durmut village of Mednipur district located in West Bengal. His father, Padmalochan Sharma, mother, Srimati Rukmini Devi, and relatives named the baby Sarveshwar. Sarveshwar is a name of the Supreme Lord Krishna, which means the Lord of all Lords. When the baby was in Srimati Rukmini Devi's womb, she used to see many pastimes of Shri Krishna in Vrindavan in her dreams, because personal associate of Krishna appearing. So automatically such things are happening by his influence. Thus, they named the baby boy Sarveshwar. Since childhood, Sarveshwar was simple, enthusiastic, and hard-working. He was inclined towards renunciation. All the surrounding relatives inspired him to join Ram Krishna Mission's Belur Math near Kolkata. Sarveshwar went to Belur Math and stayed for some time. He realized that the residents there were eating non-vegetarian foods. Therefore, Sarveshwar just left the Belur Math and continued his search for the spiritual path. When he was 18 years old, Sarveshwar decided to leave home and started for Jagannath Puri Dham in order to search for a spiritual master. When he reached Jagannath Puri Dham, he stayed at the home of a priest of Lord Jagannath. They are like Mahapatra or the Pandas also there. And there are many in Jagannath Puri. One day, on the way back after taking bath in the ocean, Sarveshwar met with a sannyasi named Srila Bhakti Prasun Bodhayan Goswami Maharaj and offered his obeisance. The sannyasi asked Sarveshwar about his background. Sarveshwar expressed that he was searching for a pure devotee of the Lord under whom he could take shelter. Srila Bodhayan Goswami Maharaj immediately invited Sarveshwar to come to the Gauriya Math located at Chatak Parvat, Jagannath Puri. You know Chatak Parvat in Puri is Govardhan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw those sand dunes on the beach and he thought, oh, this is Govardhan. So he was running towards that. So Srila Prabhupada made one mat there, Chatak Parvat. And there he met Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur. As soon as Sarveshwar saw Srila Prabhupada's tall, golden and grave form, Sarveshwar surrendered himself from the heart to Srila Prabhupada's divine feet. In that same year, in the year 1926, on Gaur Purnima Day, Srila Prabhupada gave him first and second initiations. He got the new name Sarveshwar Das Brahmachari. After initiation, Srila Prabhupada looked at Sarveshwar Brahmachari's nature and saw that he could be a good pujari. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada engaged Sarveshwar Brahmachari as a pujari for the deities at Sri Chaitanya Math, that is Sri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari. Srila Prabhupada also engaged him in studying Sanskrit grammar through Jiva Goswami's Harinamamrita Vyakaran in the temple campus Sanskrit school. Sarveshwar Brahmachari focused on study and puja without wasting any time on excessive sleep or gossip. Seeing Sarveshwar Brahmachari's inclinations and nature, Srila Prabhupada engaged him in various services in different temples such as in Kolkata, Dhaka, Patna, Gaya, Kashi, Prayag, Kurukshetra, etc. Once, the Gauriya Math was invited to an international religious conference in Kolkata, and Srila Prabhupada chose Sarveshwar Brahmachari to present the philosophy of the Gauriya Math in that conference. Sarveshwar Brahmachari was not very much educated in terms of material academics. Thus, he felt fearful at the sight of such a heavy responsibility and was crying. He felt unqualified to represent the Gauriya Math in that huge conference. He requested Srila Prabhupada's personal servant, Shripad Krishnananda Prabhu, to request Prabhupada to engage someone who was more educated to attend the conference, such as Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Hridoy Bon Goswami Maharaj, Shripad Atul Chandra Prabhu, who later became Goswami Maharaj. As soon as Shripad Krishnananda Prabhu presented this message to Srila Prabhupada said, "Why is he crying? There can be no change. He should follow whatever I have said." With eyes full of tears, Sarveshwar Brahmachari went to the conference. The next day, Srila Prabhupada was reading the newspaper and the headline read, "Glories of the Gauriya Math." Sarveshwar Brahmachari had so brilliantly presented the teachings of the Gauriya Math. Srila Prabhupada called over all of the disciples who were surrounding him and said, "Look, he was crying and felt unqualified, but now look at his qualification. Actually, we are all unqualified, but we become qualified when we get the mercy of the Guru Parampara. We are not representing Mahaprabhu's mission by our academic degrees. It is actually Mahaprabhu's mercy which allows us to represent his mission. Because that is Swatah Siddha Gyan, self-revealed knowledge. It will descend to a surrendered soul." Once, Sarveshwar Das Brahmachari went to Dhaka, Bangladesh with Srila Prabhupada. A miraculous incident took place there. There was a landlord, a zamindar, who was by nature completely atheistic. If people did not follow what he liked, then he used to punish them by physically beating them. When Srila Prabhupada reached that place, the local people informed him about it. Srila Prabhupada sent Sarveshwar Brahmachari to the house of the landlord for begging alms, but the wife of the landlord very roughly rejected Sarveshwar Brahmachari. This type of incident occurred for several days. Then one day, the wife of the landlord gave Sarveshwar Brahmachari some uncooked rice. He took that rice back to the temple. The next day, he cooked it in the temple and brought the prasadam of the cooked rice along with other preparations back to the landlord's house. Sometime after this incident, the atheistic landlord's family all became disciples of Srila Prabhupada. See what grace, because Prabhupada is personal associate of Supreme Lord, grace incarnate form, all merciful. So he sent Sarveshwar Brahmachari, and Sarveshwar Brahmachari following means carrying that mercy, and in this way, through prasad, they were, those atheistic mentality was removed, and natural inclination of every jiva to serve Supreme Lord was awakened. That is by the grace of pure devotee. In 1935, the Gauriya Math in Gaya was facing some problems with the local people who stopped cooperating with the temple. Srila Prabhupada sent Sarveshwar Prabhu to Gaya. Due to the purity of Sarveshwar Das Brahmachari, the whole atmosphere transformed by 180 degrees, and all of the local residents became inspired to cooperate with the temple again. In 1936, during a spiritual meeting, Navadip Dham Pracharini Sabha, conducted at the Jogapit Temple, Mayapur, in the presence of Srila Prabhupada, Sarveshwar Prabhu sweetly chanted Kirtan and gave discourses with attractive Vaishnava language. Therein, Srila Prabhupada gave him the title Rag Ratna and gave him the Bhakti Shastri certificate. Rag Ratna means jewel of spontaneous loving devotion. Thus he was known as Rag Ratna Sarveshwar Brahmachari Bhakti Shastri. While Sarveshwar Das Brahmachari was in Bagbazar Gaudiya Math, he once met with his relatives. This was 12 years after he had taken up renounced life, staying at the Gaudiya Math. He brought his relatives to meet Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, Srila Prabhupada told Sarveshwar Das Brahmachari to go with his relatives and preach in their home. In June 1936, during the period of the Ratha Yatra festival, Srila Prabhupada gave sannyas initiation to Sarveshwar Prabhu at Purushottam Math, located in Chatak Parvat, Jagannath Puri. Here, Srila Bharati Maharaj told that he was reluctant, he was afraid, because another sannyasi, he was sannyasi but he left sannyas, he got married. So he was afraid because in his hand there was marriage confirmed. So he thought, I have no desire now, but if in future that desire will come and it will be so strong and I will have to give up sannyas, it is not good. So I am afraid to take sannyas. Then Prabhupada said, why you are afraid? You are going to the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, which are Abhay Charanarabinda. Those lotus feet, they bestow fearlessness. How you can be afraid? If you go to some cool place, you will become cool. If you go to some hot place, you will become hot. Like that, when you are going to Supreme Lord, you will become fearless. So in this way, he convinced him and he gave him sannyas. And later on, when they checked again on his hand, that line was changed. That can happen. Also, pure devotee, they have such power to change someone's karma. This was the last sannyas initiation that Srila Prabhupada gave during his manifest pastimes. Sarveshwar Brahmachari received the new name Srila Bhakti Vichar Yayavar Goswami Maharaj. Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj was an excellent kirtan singer and spontaneously possessed all Vaishnava qualities. By the grace of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj got all of the knowledge of Vaishnava philosophy and used to disseminate the teachings in simple and eloquent language on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Since the time he joined as a brahmachari in the Gaudiya Math, Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj used to chant 64 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day, even when he was physically ill. Our Gurudev told, later I will read, that he saw him chanting Harinam for a long time and with great relish. And once also it happened in his mat, there was no food. So brahmacharis, they said, what we have to do now? Then Maharaj said, we will chant Harinam. Then he ordered them to chant Harinam Kirtan in the temple, but he himself was chanting in his room, Japamala. Then one person came and knocked and brought so many things. Rice, dal, sabji, everything to cook. for offering. Because Krishna says in Gita, Ananyas chintayantamam jejana parjupasade tesham nitya vijuktanam jogakema bahamyaham. If someone is one-pointedly engaged in my service exclusively, continuously, then I take care of his necessities personally and I protect what he has. So it happened. In 1937, after Srila Prabhupada's physical departure, Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj's spontaneous, peaceful, sweet, simple nature kept him away from conflict and inspired him to establish a temple named Shyamananda Gauriya Math, along with like-minded God brothers in Mednipur near his birthplace in Medinipur. Together with our Parangurudev and Srila Bhakti Muchanta Goswami Maharaj and Yayavar Goswami Maharaj, they made that temple together. Then it was kept by Yayavar Maharaj, his management. And also here it was not mentioned, I read in another biography, that time in Puri during Kartik Brata, when Prabhupada was still here, he ordered him to sing Ashtakalya Lila Kirtans, those written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Because before, during Kartik Brata, only Shikastaka was read and sang those Kirtans. Later on, this Lila was also introduced, and he was the first to be ordered by Prabhupada to sing those Lila Kirtans. Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj's life was filled with miracles. Once Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj, along with his disciples, went to the home of one of his sannyasi disciples for preaching. When Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj reached that home with his disciples, a snake had bitten one of the people living next door to that household. Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj, along with his disciples, went to that house and read the pastime of Lord Krishna subduing the Kaliya snake from the Srimad Bhagavatam. After hearing Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj's recitation of the Kaliya Daman pastimes, that is subduing the Kaliya, that person who was bitten by the snake miraculously became cured, got up and offered his obeisances to Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj. Later on, Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj established a temple in Mayapur named Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Math. That is, if you go out from our mat, next door, next building, we are neighbors on left side. He also established a temple in Jagannath Puri. I used to go when I was in Mayapur for Kartik Brata. His disappearance day comes during Kartik. So next door, his Samadhi Mandir is there, and also Samadhi Mandir of his successor, one Vishnu Maharaj. And there is a program, all Vaishnavas are coming. He gave sannyas to Srila Bhakti Kumuchanta Goswami Maharaj, and there is big feast. And that sannyasi who is taking care of that mat, he is good friend with our mat. He is all the time coming. You can meet him. Since the morning, now his disappearance pastime is described, so I want to read what our Gurudev told when our Gurudev was just he joined in Calcutta Math. Then one day, suddenly Parangurudev told him, you go from back door, you go to Mednipur Gauriya Math. I will come there, you go there immediately. So Gurudev went there, he did not know why. Then later he came to know that 40 members of his family, they came to bring him back to house. And with that girl with whom Gurudev was supposed to be married, they came. But Parangurudev could know that by the grace of Krishna, so he sent him before that from back door. So Gurudev came to Mednipur Math. This Math, there Gurudev told, so I was sent to Mednipur. I met Yayavar Maharaj there. Later Guruji also came there. I also had darshan of Shanta Gosai Maharaj there. I have seen Yayavar Maharaj singing and dancing in front of deities during Tulsi Parikrama. He used to do Bhagavat Path, means Harikatha, Bhagavatam reading, with intense absorption. His recitation of Bhagavatam was very sweet. He used to sing in Nagar Sankirtan also. He used to give instructions. I visited his other mats with Guruji at different places and also participated in one deity installation ceremony at his mat. I have also visited his birthplace 3-4 years back. He used to visit our Kolkata mat and also our mats in Assam and various other places with Guruji. He did not know Hindi, he only knew Bengali language. Once in our Kolkata mat, he spoke Harikatha in the assembly, and that time one High Court judge who was present there got impressed by his Harikatha. Later he invited Srila Maharaj to his house and made arrangements for his Harikatha there. I was also there with him at that time. In Mayapur, his mat is adjacent to our mat. His Samadhi temple is also there in that mat. He compiled a kirtan book, song book, which had many kirtans of our Mahajanas with their meanings. I got his abundant mercy. He used to come to our mat until he was physically able to. He stopped coming after he performed the pastimes of illness, and soon after that he entered into the eternal pastimes of Radha Krishna. I have seen Srila Yayavar Gosai Maharaj doing Harinam loudly, sitting on a chair for a long time in Shyamananda Gauriya mat. He was expert in cooking. Personally, I have not seen him cooking, but I saw him correcting others' mistakes while cooking. It is seen that all our Saraswat Vaishnavas, means those who are following Srila Saraswati Thakur, had inclination for cooking and were expert in it, because that is the service of Radharani. So our Gurudev told every Gauriya Vaishnava should know how to cook, at least something should know. So then I'm further reading here from Srila Madan Maharaj. Since the morning of the anniversary day of Srila Narottam Das Thakur's disappearance, Srila Yayavar Gosai Maharaj was physically severely ill, but he was completely calm, quiet and conscious. All of the disciples surrounding him were chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and Srila Yayavar Gosai Maharaj was also chanting with his soft voice. That evening, Srila Yayavar Gosai Maharaj physically departed from this world in Shyamananda Gauriya Mat in Mednipur on 15th October 1984 at 5:30 p.m. in the presence of all of his disciples and his appointed successor, Srila Bhakti Vichar Vishnu Gosai Maharaj. During the disappearance pastime, Srila Bhakti Vichar Vishnu Gosai Maharaj saw in his divine vision a beautiful transcendental chariot in which Sri Radha Krishna were seated on a beautiful throne. Two Sakis appeared from their chariot in front of Srila Yayavar Gosai Maharaj, and they said, "This is our Malati Manjari." That is his name in Golok, Vrindavan. And they took him to the spiritual world. After his physical departure, all of the disciples decided to take Srila Yayavar Gosai Maharaj's holy transcendental body to Sri Mayapur Dham, and he was placed in Samadhi at his Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Mat. Srila Yayavar Goswami Maharaj's entire spiritual life teaches us to keep sound faith on the words of the spiritual master and the authentic scriptures. Eventually, the eternal truth will be revealed in our hearts. There is no need to depend upon academic degrees. We just need the blessings of the Parampara in order to reach our ultimate destination, Sri Golok Vrindavan. So on our Bibi Tirtha, they gave one sound recording of Maharaj. I think I heard it also on YouTube. I know one his Kirtan, Maha Mantra Kirtan is there. I heard somewhere, but now I don't know, somewhere I could not find. And some Harikathas. So here on Bibi Tirtha, they gave one excerpt from one Harikatha. So I will try to translate. You please forgive if any mistake. This topic is known topic, so I will try to translate. I hope you will be able to hear something because the recording is not so loud.
Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prima Pradayati Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gopal Ajan Tuju Konaka Badatu Sankirtanai Kapitaru Kamalaya Takku Vishambharu Dijavaru Jugadharma Padu Bandi Jagat Yakaru Kurunavata.
This is verse from Chaitanya Bhagavat, first verse. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato. So Maharaj will explain this.
Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato. Sankirtanai kapitaru kamalaya takku. Vishambharu dijavaru jugadharma padu. Bandi jagat yakaru karunavata.
Means they, Gaur and Nityananda, they have hands up to their knees, long hands. And they have golden complexion. Because Kanaka means gold. And Sankirtan Pita, he will say now. Sankirtan Pita means the fathers of Sankirtan. Juga Dharma in Kali Yuga is Nama Sankirtan. They are the fathers of this Sankirtan and they are Karuna Avatar, that is avatar of mercy. Lotus eyed, that is Kamalaya Taksho, Kamala Lochan.
Vishambharu Dijavaru. Vishambhar. Dijavaru, Divachana Prayogachi. Nityan.
It is in dual. Maharaj is saying, because in Sanskrit, like in Slovenian language also, you have singular dual and plural. Most of the languages, they only have singular and plural, but in Sanskrit and some other languages, also in Slovenian, also we have dual. So he's telling here it is dual, means Gaur Nityananda.
Nityananda Prabhu.
Vishwambaro means they are maintainers of this world by giving prem. And Dvijabaro means the best of twice born Brahmins. They were Palan means they were preaching Juga Dharma. Or spreading Pravartan and Prachar, the spreading, preaching the Juga Dharma. This is Charanam, one second.
Nityananda Prabhu. অর্থাৎ গৌর নিত্যানন্দ বিশ্বম্ভরু দ্বিজবরু যুগধর্ম পালন এবং যুগধর্ম পালন করেছিলেন, যুগধর্ম প্রবর্তন করেছিলেন, প্রচার করেছিলেন সেই গৌর নিত্যানন্দে চরণ বন্দনা করি।
I am offering prayers to their lotus feet, Charana Bandhan,
যুগধর্ম সম্বন্ধে
in relation to Juga Dharma. Not all know about this in Kali Yuga, or maybe he know, but there must be scriptural evidence for this. Now he will give. Nama Sankirtan is the Juga Dharma of Kali Yuga. It is stated in all Shastras. The topmost Shastra is Srimad Bhagavatam. There it is said, this is the verse from Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 12th canto. In Kali, there is Ashesh, means without end quality. Without end, Dosh means faults. Doshanidhi means ocean of faults in Kali Yuga. Means unlimited. But there is one good quality. Means one great quality, Mahadgun. By Krishna Kirtan, one can be rescued. Now Maharaj will further say, one who will be able to take shelter of Krishna Kirtan easily, anayase, easily he can be liberated from Kali, that is Maya, and he can, Maharaj will say, and he will be able to reach supreme abode, that is the abode of Hari, transcendental, that realm. very easily, anayasa, easily.
চারি যুগের চারিটি ধর্ম ভাগবতে বলা আছে, অন্য শাস্ত্র।
In Bhagavatam and Padma Purana and the scriptures, there is description of 4 ages and 4 Yuga Dharmas.
বলা আছে সত্য যুগের যুগ ধর্ম ছিল ধ্যান।
In Satya Yuga it is Dhyan, means meditation.
ত্রেতা যুগের যুগ ধর্ম ছিল অর্চন। কলি যুগের ত্রেতা যুগের যুগ ধর্ম ছিল যজ্ঞ।
Treta Yuga is Yagya.
দ্বাপর যুগের যুগ ধর্ম ছিল অর্চন।
In Dwapar Yuga Archan.
কলি যুগের যুগ ধর্ম হচ্ছে হরি সংকীর্তন।
And in Kali Yuga Harinam Sankirtan.
যজ্ঞায়তু বিষ্ণু ত্রেতায়াং যজতু মুখে
Verse from Bhagavatam.
কলুতত্রী কীর্তনা ইত্যাদি ভাগবত বা পদ্মপুরাণ অন্যান্য শাস্ত্র।
In Bhagavatam, Padma Purana and other shastras you will find this.
এই যুগধর্ম প্রচারের জন্য,
for this reason, to preach this Yuga Dharma, there is a necessity of Yuga Avatar. Now Maharaj will say.
যুগাবতারের প্রয়োজন। যুগাবতার ব্যতীত যুগধর্ম প্রচারিত হতে পারে না।
Other than Yuga Avatar, no one can preach Yuga Dharma.
সেই জন্য প্রতি যুগেতে,
for this reason, in every age,
একটি যুগাবতার আসে।
one Yuga Avatar comes.
ভাগবতে বলা আছে।
It is stated in Bhagavatam.
যুগাবতার হচ্ছেন হংস নারায়ণ।
In Satya Yuga, Yuga Avatar is Hamsa, Narayan.
তার নামই হচ্ছে হংস।
His name is Hamsa.
কিন্তু তার মূর্তি হচ্ছে চতুর্ভুজ।
But his form is four-handed. His name is like swan, but his four-handed form. And his white color, like swan.
তিনি অবতীর্ণ হয়ে সত্যযুগের যুগধর্ম যে হরির ধ্যান,
he appeared in that Satya Yuga to teach by his own example about Hari Dhyan, that is meditation on Hari. That was Yuga Dharma that time. In Treta Yuga, Yuga Dharma is Yagya. For this reason, in that age, there is Yagya Avatar. His name is Yagya. His name is Yagya. And he is red color. Also forehand. He himself was doing Yagya. By his own example, he was teaching. He was teaching this Yagya Dharma by performing himself. In Dwapar Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is Paricharja or Archan. It is same, means deity worship. Vasudev, Shri Krishna appeared, and his color is Shyam, means blackish. And also forehand, that Vasudev Krishna, forehand. Shyam. By his own example, he was doing Archan and teaching others.
Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu.
In Kali Yuga, Gauranga Mahaprabhu.
তিনি হচ্ছেন পীতবর্ণ।
He is Pitavarna, that means yellow color. Or like Pita literally means yellow, but you know that golden.
দ্বিভুজ।
Two hands.
তিনি অবতীর্ণ হয়ে আচরণ করে যুগধর্ম।
He appeared and by his own example he was preaching Yuga Dharma.
হরি সংকীর্তন এইটি শিক্ষা দিলেন।
Hari Sankirtan.
এই যে কথা
He gave this teaching.
আপনারা পাবেন শ্রীমদ ভাগবতের নবযোগেন্দ্র উপাখ্যানে।
You will find evidence for this in 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam in the conversation between Nimi Maharaj and Navajogendra. 9 saints. Navajogendra.
সেখানেতে চার যুগের চারটি যুগাবতার।
There this description is there about 4 yugas and 4 yuga avatars.
চার যুগের চারটি যুগধর্ম।
And 4 dharmas.
আর যা যে কথা আলোচনার বিষয় যে হরি সংকীর্তন যে যুগধর্ম।
And that there also it is written that Hari Nam Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma of Kali.
শ্লোকেতে যুগাবতার কলিযুগে এবং যুগধর্ম বলা হয়েছে।
In that verse about Yuga Avatar of Kali Yuga, there also it is mentioned about Yuga Dharma, that is Nama Sankirtan. This verse from Bhagavatam. In this verse. In Kali Yuga, Yuga Avatar is Krishna Varna, means black color. But this does not mean that externally he is black. Inside he is black. But outside he is golden color. Because next it is Tvisha Akrishna. He is not blackish. That Krishna, Tvisha Krishna, that verse you can find. So it means he is black, but inside black, not outside. Outside he is golden. That he is not black means he is golden. Now someone may say, if he is not black, then that does not mean that he is then golden. This can mean other things also. Why you are saying it is golden? Why you are saying this is the meaning, that Tvisha Krishnam, that he is not black, that this means golden? You will find in 10th canto. In this verse from 10th canto you will find evidence. There is description of colors for different yuga avatars and different yugas. When Vasudev, means father of Krishna, he sent Gargamuni to Nandalai, means the house of Nanda Maharaj, for name giving ceremony of Krishna that time. That time he told,
Maharaj Nanda,
oh, Maharaj Nanda, your son, he is appearing in every age. Garga Rishi told to Nanda Maharaj. And he is spreading Juga Dharma in every age. And there 4 colors are mentioned. Shukla Rakta means white, red. Then Pita means yellow. Now he is black. In Sata Yuga he is white. Treta red. And Kali Yuga is Pita, yellow. And now, because that was happening in Dwapar Yuga, now he is Krishna Varna, means black. So that is why it means for Kali Yuga it is Pita Varna, means yellow color. You cannot say you can give any other color, no. So this verse you will find in 11th canto, Krishna Varnam Trisha Krishnam. This Krishna Varna means inside he is black. Because of Radharani's bhav, outside he is golden. That complexion and mood of Radharani he took, that is why outside he is golden, but inside is Krishna, black. So that is why it is said Tvisha Krishna, he is not black. And another meaning of this word, Krishna Varnam, that these 2 syllables, Krishna, are always in his mouth. All the time he is saying Krishna, 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 Krishna. He is all the time chanting this name to give teaching to the whole world. He appeared together with Anga, Upanga. Anga means limb, Upanga means, he will explain now. Limbs are Nityananda and Advaita. Upanga is Srivas and other devotees. Weapon is Harinam Kol Karatal, means Mridanga and Karatals. Associates, Parshadas, are Sarup Damodar and Rup Sanatan. Here, up to this point, they recorded. So, we heard the Bhagavatam class from Srila Maharaj. I am remembering Srila Maharaj. I always went to his mat whenever I'm in Mayapur. I remember his Samadhi Mandir. I am bowing down to his lotus feet and praying for his causeless mercy to kindly forgive all offenses which I may have done knowingly or unknowingly, and to bestow service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of his object to worship, Guru Gauranga Radha Krishna. So tomorrow we will hear about Akshay Tritiya Tithi and also starting of Chandan Yatra tomorrow.